a few railroad crossings fixed in my absence. I should leave more often.
You should leave. Things were done. People were productive. Did you go overseas?
Yeah, we were gone. We were gone for 2 weeks.
I was in Wyoming last meeting, but I'm back.
Yeah,
Back in action.
yeah.
You have property in Florida?
No.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah, no kidding.
No,
You
I
should
mean,
have
I like
said
to go there.
he may have had property in Florida.
Yeah.
Now it's all sellable as swampland.
Oh, boy. It's just, yeah. Some of those areas that I've stayed in, we rented a house in Cape Coral a couple of years ago, and right, Fort Myers, and yeah, that's hit hard, that Fort Myers.
Oh my gosh, everything left.
Siesta.
Sorry for the recording.
Oh, that's all right.
You're right on time.
Hello, Rick.
Hello there.
Is Jeremy Mullins gonna make it?
Didn't respond.
Ready when you are.
Waiting for me. 4:01, that's not too bad. Okay, we're gonna call this meeting to order. Everyone, please stand. We'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on the agenda tonight is the minutes for the last meeting. It's in the board pack, and I assume everybody has gotten that. And are there any additions, corrections, deletions?
I didn't see any corrections, but I wasn't here, so I'll leave it up to the two that were.
I wanted to, I noticed there was one thing missing on the minutes. I thought, Mr. Gross, didn't we, at the last meeting, agree that transfer of property from the city of Warsaw to the Redevelopment Commission had a $10 fee that
George.
Mr. Clemens would pay that $10? We voted on, no, we didn't vote on that, but we agreed upon that.
I'll second that.
I forgot, we were getting grilled at the last meeting. Yeah, go after George.
Are you in agreement with that, Rick?
Yeah. It's fun.
That's okay. We always have fun with that.
We don't need to add that in the minutes. I'll move to approve the minutes as presented.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I wasn't here, so I,
Mr. Gross motions to approve, and Mr. Snodgrass seconds that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I gotta do a roll call vote, sorry. I have to go through because we have a virtual. Okay. Mr. Gross?
Aye.
Mr. Clemens?
Aye.
Mike?
I'll go along and say aye.
And Rick?
Yes.
And Tim? He says yes. So motion is unanimously approved. We move on to claims. And I'll ask Jeremy to run us through those.
We have a few, two of them from A&Z Engineering, one of them for the ongoing engineering for 300 North and 200 West. The other is for some easement descriptions on County Road 200 South, in the amount of $3,900. Westler for ongoing engineering for the lift stations, an amount of $5,148.75. HRP Construction in the amount of $12,825. This is for material delivered for the upcoming northern lift station project that we bid out and awarded to them. I have looked at it, and as has Aaron, our city engineer, for that first pay application, so this would be the first pay application for that project. Kimpel Associations, $470 is for easement description for subdivision north of town, Alta Vista. G&G Excavating, $49,818 was the bid, or the quote, for the finish the demolition of the Buffalo Street, or the old Indiana American water treatment plant on Buffalo Street. And then there was a change or an addition as part of the addendum, $3,044.79 for some additional backfill after removal of that demolition. Barnes and Thornburg, $2,886 just for legal services for preparation of Arnold project.
Okay.
Those are
Does anyone have any questions regarding any of these claims?
So where are we on the lift station? Is it in? Is it installed?
It's just, they haven't even, they start next Monday is when they want to start construction.
Okay,
What the bill that you've seen is for the materials that have been ordered and verified that they have.
okay,
Because obviously they gotta buy the materials to show up to put them in the ground. So,
right.
that material has been ordered and received, so that's what the first claim from them, first bill is for that material.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
But they're supposed to start October 10th is when they hope to start construction.
Excellent. How long will that be?
I think they have 6 months for the whole project. They have like 4 months to get the lift station wet well installed.
Wow. A major project then.
It is a major project. That would, little under 1.8 million. The new lift station plus sanitary sewer, gravity line all the way to service the airport. Their, what do you call it?
Under the runways?
Terminal.
Terminal.
Do they have to go under the runways or?
No, they will not be in the runways. They will be in some of the drives, the taxiway, not necessarily the taxiways, but the drives in between the airport hangars. But for the most
Sure.
part, definitely not be in the runway.
Good. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the claims as presented.
Mr. Clemens makes motion to approve as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Gross seconds that motion. We'll now do a roll call vote. Mr. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Gross. Yes.
Aye.
Clemens says yes. Mike says
Yes,
yes. Rick says,
Yes.
and Tim says yes. It's unanimous. We approved the claims as presented. Thank you very much. Okay, what's next on this?
Didn't work this time.
New business, acknowledged no Arnold bids. You want to clarify that?
Yeah, so we're just, the bids were due, we received no bids, so that allows us to proceed with disposing of the property under redevelopment statute that we typically dispose property of. So at the next redevelopment commission meeting, you'll have a resolution in front of you that will dispose that property to what I think will be 2525 LP, which is the developer of the affordable housing on the Arnold property. So, not voting on anything, just acknowledging that we didn't receive any bids.
Very good.
and Jeremy, we were looking for bids to do what exactly?
So, the statute, in order for you to enter into the ability to negotiate the sale of property per the redevelopment statute, you have to give everyone an opportunity to bid. on the project. So it would basically would have said something, and I don't have the advertisement, but the advertisement would have said, the city is seeking bids on a redevelopment project to develop 60 affordable housing units. So someone would have to give us a bid to do that work. Obviously, they're not going to, which is why there's no bids. Once there's no bids, then we can negotiate the sale of that property.
And the bidding time is expired,
Yes, yes.
so that is now closed, and
Yes.
we can
So
move
just
on.
the out-and-out sale of the property to somebody who's interested in it?
Yes.
Okay. And that money comes back to this board?
Well, in this case, we're giving them the property for the project.
Okay,
But if we were selling it, it would go back into whatever district that came out of.
okay.
So in this case, it would be the interurban, Winona interurban district.
Okay.
The cleanup, what called cleanup, I noticed they had barrels and stuff, is that pretty much done, isn't it?
Yes, they have, so the cleanup portion is done. There is a very environmental term. There's basically pipe in the ground that has, I want to say like a fan connected to it. They injected stuff in there, so they'll run that and test that for, I think, the next 2 years. And then once it meets its regulations, then that will be shut off and removed. But this construction will have a vapor barrier that would prevent any harmful vapors anyhow, but that's what this, so there are some ongoing environmental monitoring on the site, but the building has been removed, the contaminated soil that was present has been removed. So all that's left is some of these vapor intrusion monitoring.
In essence, all contaminants we were aware of have been removed.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Move on to the next item on the agenda then, and that is Resolution 2022-10-01 between us and South Residential Economic Development Area.
Yeah, so I'm proposing 2 expansions, one to the northern residential TIF and one to the southern residential TIF. They're both projects you're aware of. The one is Alta Vista, which is the development off of Old 30. The amendment will bring that property into the northern residential TIF, and then the extension of the Granite Ridge development south of town, Park Ridge, will be the expansion for the southern residential TIF, so bringing those 2 properties into those TIF districts. This is the first of many meetings. Based on the statute, you'll have to go before the school board, the EDC, city council, the plan commission, and back to you guys. So a lot of meetings ahead, but this is kind of the kickoff for expanding those 2 areas to include these 2 residential subdivisions we've been working on. Both of them will receive benefit from those residential TIFs. We are extending sewer to both properties so that they can be developed.
And just to clarify, that property is already included in the city limits of Warsaw, so that's already been.
Yes, both of them are annexed into the city. That was done late last year and early this year, so
That's
they are part of the
completed.
city. That part's complete. Now it's just a matter of bringing them into the TIF.
Any further questions regarding this?
I have just more of a curiosity question. How many homes do you think we can get into these 2 properties?
Each one is a little over 90. I think one of them has like 91.
Oh, good amount,
The other one may have like 93, so, yeah.
a good amount. Okay,
Combined, they're about over 180 total.
good deal. Good deal.
Okay.
You need a motion on that, Tim?
We certainly do.
I will make a motion to approve Resolution 2022-10-01.
Okay. Mike makes a motion to approve 2022 10-01,
I'll second that.
and Mr. Clemens seconds that motion, I presume as presented.
As presented, as he said.
I will go now to local vote. Mr. Gross?
Aye.
Mr. Gross says yes. Mr. Clemens?
I will say yes.
He says yes. Mike?
Yes.
Mike says yes. And Rick?
Yes.
Rick votes yes, and Tim says yes. So it's unanimous. Motion is carried as presented. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, moving right along. We have an amendment to the real estate conveyance agreement for the city of Warsaw and Real America. That's the 2525.
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you explain that, dude.
There were some things they wanted added to, this agreement, and I didn't see any issues with them. I think the main one was, the entity name, the 2525. I don't think they had that name defined at the time they originally, entered into this. And there was some concern because they are, and we'll get to that to the next one, they were starting construction beforehand, so they just wanted to amend this to reflect that, which is not of concern for us. It's our intent to give them this property as part of our agreement.
And which would, at that point, would end our liability.
As well.
Okay. Any questions regarding this conveyance?
I move to approve.
Mr. Gross moves to approve as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Rick seconds that. We'll go to a roll call vote. Mr. Gross?
Aye.
Mr. Gross says yes. Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens says yes. Mike
Yes.
is yes. And Rick?
Yes.
Yes. Tim says yes. Motion is approved as presented. Next item, that
So the next
temporary
one-
construction agreement?
Yeah, it's basically what I just got done saying was, they are already out there, starting work, and they will be, continuing work, prior to us, closing on the property after our November meeting. Was not an issue for us, but they, I think for their just kind of legal, they wanted, to have this temporary construction license agreement. The risk obviously is on them, very little risk, because there wouldn't be any reason why at this point we wouldn't turn the property over to them. Our goal obviously is to have the affordable housing units built, which they are doing, but this just covers this next month until we transfer that property to them.
So it's a very short-term
Yep.
agreement.
Yeah, I believe we'll probably be set to close November 9th or 8th, the day after our redevelopment commission meeting.
Now, does the redevelopment commission own that land, or is that?
It does now, yes. That's
That's
where we
the
transferred it from
transfer.
the city to the redevelopment commission. So the redevelopment commission owns it now.
Okay.
We went through this process to dispose it. In November, we will officially dispose of the property to them to build the 60 residential affordable housing units.
Very good. Do you have a map to go with that?
I don't, but it looks like the easement covers just all of the Arnold property that we own.
Okay. So somebody's verified all that.
Well, it's the legal I sent them.
Okay.
This is the legal that was prepared by, I don't know if Scott prepared it, but when we took ownership of it, he prepared the legal exhibits for that, or presented the legal exhibits, so that's where these came from.
Okay. Very good. Any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve this as presented.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agreement as presented.
Mr. Clemens makes a motion to approve the temporary construction license agreement.
I'll second the temporary agreement.
Mike makes a second. Roll call vote again. Mr. Gross?
Aye.
Mr. Gross says yes. Mr. Clemens says
Yes.
yes. Mike says yes. Rick, I'll say you.
Yes.
Yes, he says. And Tim says yes. So it is unanimous that we approve the temporary construction license agreement. Okay. And get rid of all these. I think that's about all of our business for tonight, unless
That
you
is
have
all that's on the
some
agenda.
summaries that you want to bring us up to date on.
Any updates on GATKey?
Also, we submitted for the redevelopment tax credits through the state. I think we're supposed to get some kind of acknowledgement in the next 2 months. So maybe sometime end of October or November-ish. Once we, hopefully, if we are awarded those tax credits, then we will start work on our end and doing the bond issue for the project and get rolling on that.
How long does that memorandum of understanding?
I think till December of this year, so we'll
Okay.
probably have to amend it,
I
extend it.
thought that was maybe here before you know it.
Okay. Yeah, keep an eye on that.
So, these projects take some time, especially when you're trying to find capital, outside capital for it.
Right.
If we don't get the redevelopment tax credits, then it becomes more complicated to find that
Yeah.
additional funding from somewhere.
Those tax credits are through the state.
That's correct, yes.
So Jeremy, now that we've approved a claim to pay G&G, what's the next step with that property down there?
I've had some communications with someone who's looking at giving us a proposal for that site. So they're doing work on their end, and we have to work with Matthews to end his more or less right to the property.
Okay,
He has the amendment that was sent to him.
Has he responded?
He responded to my second email to him, yeah. He said that his attorney has it, but that he's busy, so. Hopefully, we get to some conclusion before our next meeting.
okay. Anything else?
Just lots going on, lots of different projects we're trying to figure out how to make happen. We've got 2 lift stations that will be under construction. We've got an extension of sewer line out by Alta Vista that we hope to bid out in the next 2 or 3 months. Altogether, I think that's 320-some developable lots. So, moving forward, we're trying to get some new residential lots on the market.
Good. And they're clearing for the restaurant, right, now up there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Marketplace, obviously, you've seen the work that's been done there. I believe most of them will be open by mid-October, or if not earlier.
I drove around that the other day, and, yeah, it's amazing what they've done so far. They've closed off a lot of those little doors and done different things, but it's gonna be like a new center, which is
Yeah.
nice. And saved from the abyss.
Yeah, so I think Big Lots is close to being open. Gabe's is moving along pretty quick, and Planet Fitness, I think they're all kind of scheduled around the end of October to be
Yeah.
open.
Let's say, they're trying to get in for the
For the
holiday
holidays,
seasons, right? Mm.
Yep. The
Which is
other,
good.
the large section left, I know that they're talking to different people, but we don't have anything yet, so. I'll let you know when we do.
Sounds good.
Any other questions? Concerns? Anything else for the good of the group?
I think that's it for now.
Okay, very good. Well, in that case, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Clemens makes a motion to adjourn, and Mr. Gross seconds that. We gotta do it.
Aye.
Mr. Gross says aye. Mr. Clemens?
Aye.
Mike says aye. Rick?
Yes.
Yes. Tim says yes. That case,
Good to see you, Rick.
we have approved that motion. Take care, Rick.
Psych, you're here. Psych, you're
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks,
I think
Rick.
he has the biggest presence here.
We are adjourned.
It really does.
Thank you to the press for showing up. Maybe next time,